On Amazon, hardly a day goes by without your products being affected by unwanted changes. Listings change, other sellers compete for your buy box, products go out of stock or become unavailable for other reasons. This list could go on indefinitely. Once you have a dozen or more products listed across various markets, changes often go unnoticed for too long. This is where AMALYTIX comes in. AMALYTIX monitors each of your products daily and is renowned for its detailed alert function. All changes are recorded as alerts and you can automatically receive a notification. In this way, AMALYTIX has secured millions of dollars in sales that would have otherwise gone unnoticed. Now I'll show you how to use this alert function. Let's go! To ensure AMALYTIX provides you with relevant information, you first need to specify what interests you. This is done by creating alert routes, which you define under Setting Alerts. On this page, you'll find your current alert rules. By default, at least one rule is already set up. You can create additional alert rules and adjust existing ones. A rule specifies who receives which alerts for which products. You can create as many rules as you like. Here's how you do it. To create a new alert, click on Create New Alert Rule. You are now in the Select General Information section. First, you need to determine an internal name for your rule. This name helps you recognize what the alert is about later. For example, I choose Christoph Alerts. Next, you can set the priority for each rule. All alerts generated by this rule will have this priority, which you can filter by later. This helps you to distinguish critical from less critical alerts. I'll show you how this works later in the video. You can also specify whether the rule is active or paused. You can decide how the alerts should be delivered. By default, the app is selected, meaning the alerts are collected exclusively in AMALYTIX. Alternatively, you can select email to receive the alerts once per day via email. Enter one or more email addresses separated by commas and add a meaningful subject line, such as buy box losses, if it pertains to the buy box. If different people should receive different alerts, create a separate rule for each group. You can also choose Slack or Teams to receive alerts through Slack or Teams. Select a channel and we'll send the alerts there so all channel members can see them. Note that both Slack and Teams have limits on the maximum number of messages that can be delivered daily. You'll find corresponding notices in our tool. Therefore, ideally use Slack and Teams only for critical alerts, of which you expect fewer than, say, 100 per day. If the daily message limit in Slack or Teams is exceeded, AMALYTIX cannot send any further alerts that day. All alerts are always available in AMALYTIX. They are not lost even if sent via Slack, Teams or email. You can still find and filter them in AMALYTIX. I'll show you how this works later in the video. The next step is to select the alert types you want to subscribe to. Click on Select Alert Types. In AMALYTIX, we differentiate between three lists: seller products, vendor products, and the watch list. On the watch list, you can monitor any products based on publicly available information, including those of your competitors. We've explained how this works in a separate video, which I'll link here above. If you want to create alerts for your seller products, select the alerts marked seller. For vendor products, choose the alerts marked vendor. We offer a wide variety of alerts and you can activate as many as you like. Scroll through the list and select the alerts that are relevant to you. A brief description provides guidance. A tip: take your time to adjust the alerts to your needs. It's crucial to find the right mix to avoid missing important changes while not being overwhelmed by less relevant alerts. Initially, skip the less relevant alerts. You can always add them later. In the third and final step, select the products the alerts should apply to. Click on Select Products. By default, alerts are not restricted. They apply to all products across all markets, tags, and brands. However, you can limit each rule so it applies only to a group of products. You can exclude specific markets, select products with certain tags, or choose brands. You can even limit the alerts to specific ASINs or exclude certain ASINs. Once you've made your settings, click Save New Alert Rule and the rule becomes active. If everything is set up correctly, you'll find the first alerts the next morning. If no alerts appear, either nothing critical happened or the configuration was incorrect. For example, active alert types for sellers will never trigger for vendors filters or vice versa. Double check your settings if in doubt. As mentioned, we display all created alerts in the Alerts section. I'll show you this now. To access the Alerts section, click on, you guessed it, Alerts. On the left side, you have various filter and selection options. Under Date, you can first adjust the date range to display all alerts for the desired period. Use the filters below to further reduce this list, which can contain many alerts depending on the period, to get the information that's important to you. Under Priority, for example, you can filter alerts by their priority. To see all alerts with a specific priority, hover over the value and click Only. You don't need to deselect other fields and can see the desired alerts directly. Therefore, it's worthwhile to assign appropriate priorities when creating alert rules to differentiate important from less important alerts. The remaining filters work in the same way. For each dimension, you can either set a filter to a specific value or remove values from the list. AMALYTIX also shows you the number of alerts that meet the current filter criteria. You can now filter by specific product lists, markets, brands, tags, and more. I want to highlight a few special features. Filtering by categories is quite helpful. You can, for example, display only alerts for prices and buy box, keywords, or reviews and questions. These are the main categories of alerts. You'll find the individual alerts under alert type. If you want to quickly find a specific alert, such as a product title change, you can use the search field and enter title. The desired alert will be displayed. A fascinating function is filtering alerts by tags. Tags are labels with which you can categorize and individually label your products. Want to know how this works? Check out our video linked above. Status shows which alerts are hidden and which are not. You can hide any alert by clicking the trash icon on the right. To also display hidden alerts again, you can set a corresponding filter here. As you know, you need to create corresponding rules in the alert settings and give them individual names. These rules are displayed here. If I name a rule Christoph Alerts, I can click on it and see all alerts created by this rule. You can name entire rule sets after your departments, teams, or employees. Another advantage of filters is that you can save them. Enter a name for the filter at the bottom, choose whether it should be available only for you or for your entire team, and click Save. This way, you always have the chosen filter settings available with one click. Now, finally, to the alerts themselves. These are displayed on the right. For some alerts, we also save additional information. I'll show you this using the example of a content change. Scroll over alert type and enter content in the search field. Now select the alert, seller, product content changed, and click Only. All alerts with a content change are now displayed. Click the arrow and you can see if the product title, bullet points, or product description has changed. AMALYTIX shows what it was before in red and what it is now in green. This way you can see which content has changed. This particular alert type requires that corresponding snapshots describing the desired state of a listing have been created beforehand. Snapshots are a core function in our content monitoring. Want to know how this works? Watch the video linked above. It explains step by step how to create snapshots, optimize them, identify deviations from the desired state, and update your listings directly on Amazon. All selected alerts can be exported as an Excel or CSV file or hidden. Click Actions, and in the following drop-down menu, you can select the corresponding command and file type. Additionally, quick filtering by specific products, for example, based on the title or child ASIN, is possible. The advanced mode can also be toggled on or off. Here, for example, we also display the main image of the affected product. In AMALYTIX, you can also maintain a simple to-do list. You can create an internal to-do from an alert by clicking the small icon here. The to-do is pre-filled based on the respective alert. You can add the status, priority, and other information. If you use the project management tool Asana and have linked it to AMALYTIX, you can also export alerts to Asana. Click on the Asana symbol next to the to-do icon on the left. We've recorded a separate video on Asana explaining how to set up an Asana integration. I'll link the video above. You can export all alerts, Go to Reports, click on Create Now under Alerts and request the report. That's all on alerts. The alert rules shown at the beginning should be set up once when you start working with Analytics to ensure you don't miss any important changes. With large product catalogs, it's impossible to keep track without technical assistance. With Analytics, you have a co-pilot by your side monitoring your products 24/7 and providing exactly the information you need. If you'd like to try the alert function with your products, use our free no obligation trial period. I'll include the registration link in the video description. Are you already an Analytics customer? Then take a look around our channel. I'm sure you'll find more exciting tips to make your life as a marketplace manager easier. In any case, don't forget to subscribe to get notified about new videos. I'd love to see you again soon, either in the next video or in our tool. Until then, take care.